Yes, that was with the
That was the,
T-square or chi-square.
yeah, the chi-squared, the cross-tabs, all that fun stuff that I just, for some reason, cannot get to work.
Okay, yeah, not a problem. The worst part of it is just getting the data to look right on the data
Okay.
sheet.
Okay.
After that, it's all
So
pretty simple, I think.
let me see if I can find something in our.
There's one in the review. We could just use that.
Okay, so the morning person one.
No, the Oh yeah, 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 that one
Okay.
exactly. So the way that I would go in and format the data in SPSS is I would do one column that would include what their age is,
Okay.
and then one column for their preference, and then the last column would be account.
Okay. So
Um,
you would do a.
so let me just formatting my SPSS here. So I would do with the age, um, I would just repeat 18 twice, or 18 to 29. I just put 18. And then the next age group is 30, and then 50, and then 65.
Okay.
You want me to screen share?
Yeah, if you could, I think that's gonna
Yeah.
might be better.
Screen share, full screen, start screen share. Okay. So I'll just put I just like to put just the beginning of the age group because I like to not type a lot.
Okay.
But then in the second one, I would just split it up by morning or evening.
Okay.
And then after that, just put the count in.
Oh,
And that count is just going to be what it matches up to be from the table.
okay.
And then after that, you go to data and go to weight cases and select count. And I'll be honest, I have no idea what that does. I just know that that's one of the steps that was in last week's lesson.
Okay. Because I know I blew this whole thing out. I know I did because I flunked the homework.
Yeah, it's okay. I didn't do too great on it either. I think you probably only missed two more questions than me if you I don't know. I don't like the 10 question quizzes, but I also love the 10 question quizzes
If
because,
you do well on them, they were nice because they were short. If you do poorly on them, you wish you had more questions to.
yeah, yeah, I mean, it's great, but if you miss, I think I missed three questions and I all of a sudden have a C minus on it, and I'm like, what? How does that work? I felt super great about it.
Okay, so
But after weighing the cases, you'll just go to descriptive statistics, cross tabs, and then put in your rows and columns, and then you'll click on statistics and say make sure that chi-square is selected, and then you can
Okay.
display the cluster charts or not. And then just give it a second and it'll pop up most of your stuff.
18. Let me see if I do this right. 50. So do each one twice, right? Do each age twice?
Yeah. And I mean, this is a really simple table, and so you only need to do it twice. But if there was more rows, then you would just do that more times.
Okay.
So, for instance, if it was morning, afternoon, or evening, then you would just put the age 3 times and then the preference depending on the morning, afternoon, evening for each age. You're basically just breaking up the table.
Okay, I think I goofed.
Okay.
So on preference, I need to change numeric to something else, or am I in the wrong thing?
Are you looking at the variable view?
Yes.
Okay, so if you go ahead and click on that, on the three dots, it'll bring up the variable type. And if you do string,
Okay.
then you can type in there.
Okay. So leave the other two numeric, but do that one as string.
Yeah, and you could actually do the ages string if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter with the string. You can put numbers in there as well, I think. It's just it lets you do more than just one.
Let me see if I get this. Sorry, like I said, it wasn't working right. I couldn't even get on when I was at the church last week, and
Yeah, it's understandable. I'm hoping that my internet holds out tonight. It's been having problems the last couple of days.
okay. So I've got all that in there.
Okay.
To weight cases, and I move count over to my weight cases by count.
Yes.
Okay. And then we analyze,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to do crosstabs, right?
Yep.
Okay, and our rows.
The rows on this was our preference, and then the age was the column.
So age is column.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna test it, see if it makes any difference if I change them. I'm just curious.
Statistics. I want to make sure chi-square is there. Okay. Okay. Okay, so did you get that 0 cells have expected count less than 5? Uh,
And the minimum count is 113.5.
yes.
Yeah.
Degrees of freedom is 3.
Mm-hmm. And the uh, p-value was 8 or 0.087.
Okay, do you have to run that through descriptive statistics to get, or
The what?
Where is p-value?
Oh, so the test value is going to be that first column labeled value, and then the degrees of freedom, and then your I
Okay.
don't know what the third column stands for, what it says, but it says two-sided. That's your p-value.
Okay, so 0.087.
hmm Yeah, and that we're always going to use the first row as well.
Yeah. And
So
so the chi value is 6.579.
yeah, that's the test statistic for that.
Okay. Well, I feel better about that now.
Good, good.
Do we want to go through the meeting quiz or whatever?
Yeah, sure. I did most of the review. Some of it I couldn't remember, so I didn't complete. I think there's two questions that I didn't complete.
Okay.
But, and it was the stuff from way back at the beginning of the semester too.
Okay. Well, good news. We've already got the stuff for later on for that
Yeah,
one.
that's nice.
Okay.
I'm just Now, sorry, one more thing, just as I'm loading that up. Were you able to get your data collected on Saturday?
Yes. Do you want me to email that to you?
Sure, or I'm trying to think if there's a better way to do it. We could set up like a Drive folder or a
Okay.
Dropbox folder if you use either one of those.
Um,
We don't need to though.
yeah.
You just want to email?
Yeah, that'd probably
Okay.
be easy.
Okay. That is just fine. And then I'll email you mine as well. Or do you want me to put them both in the same Excel file and then send it to you?
Well, whatever. I mean, we could just, if just as long as we have each other's data. Um,
Okay.
I mean, that would make it easy, but I
Okay.
don't want to drop a lot of work on you. Uh,
Okay. So I am all loaded up.
okay. And I will be honest, these first set of questions are the ones that I do horribly on.
Man, I was hoping
Um,
you did really great on them because they're really hard for me too. Um. So okay. So
okay, so an article in the Journal of Small Business Management, successful startup businesses in the United States and Korea were compared. One set of data compared education level, high school, undergraduate degree, master's degree, doctoral degree of people who manage successful startup companies in the United States and Korea. You want to determine if education levels differ between managers of successful startup companies. It differs between the two countries. Which hypothesis test will be most appropriate for this analysis?
is
I would say ANOVA would be my first
and
reaction.
as you read that, that's kind of what I was thinking. Um, Previously, I was thinking it might be an independent sample t-test because we're comparing between the United States and Korea. But then at the same time, I think it's a NOVA because um, we're comparing the different educational levels.
Yeah,
That's what makes me think ANOVA.
that's what I was thinking. I would say ANOVA.
Okay, let's go with that then.
Now,
I think we just put the letter.
we just put the letter? Okay, yeah, I just read the instructions. Reading the instructions always helps.
Okay, so human resource manager reported data from a recent involuntary reduction in force at her company. You are an attorney and want to determine if age discrimination was a factor, because it's legal to discriminate against employees because of age. The company reported the number of employees in two groups, 40 years old or younger, and 40 years and over 40 years. They also reported a number of employees in each group who were terminated. You want to determine if both age groups were treated equally. Which hypothesis test would be most appropriate for this analysis? Because we have the number of employees in each group, and we also have a number of employees which was terminated in each group, I think that it's the test of two proportions.
That's what I would say too.
Okay.
Okay, a survey was conducted by a group of state lotteries. A random sample of 2,406 adults completed the survey. A total of 248 were classified as heavy players. Of these, 152 were male. You want to determine if the proportion of male heavy lottery players is different than the proportion of males in the population, which is 48.5%. Which hypothesis test will be most appropriate for this analysis?
And this is a wonderful question.
To me, I would say B, the one sample.
The one sample t-test?
Yes. Or would you say something different?
So it would be a sample t-test because we know what the population mean is.
Right.
We don't know the standard deviation. And we have a sample of our, we have a sample population and a sample portion. The only thing that makes me think that it's not a sample t-test is proportion, and I might just be thinking too hard about it.
You would think a test of one proportion?
Kind of, but at the same time, I'm not sure if that makes sense.
Let me see.
Let me just.
See, what I would go off is, like, did you get his email on it? Where he says, when a scenario talks about things like 5 years ago they found the average weight of passengers was 83.7 kilograms, don't be fooled into thinking that is a sample. It is a baseline value or standard value. So the only reason why I would say the
sample T.
The sample T is because the 48.5% isn't necessarily a sample value, it's a baseline value.
Right. Okay.
Is that what you, I mean...
No, I think that you're right. I'm just looking at what we need for a single proportion and what we need for a sample T.
Uh-huh.
And we have everything we need for a sample T.
Okay.
And so that, it does make more sense, and especially Yeah, I think it to go with sample T.
If we're wrong, it's my fault.
Well, no, it's both our faults. I agree with you. Okay, so a student compared the effectiveness of two different combination locks. One of the locks turned clockwise first, and the other turned counterclockwise first. Big difference. They asked 25 students to participate in the study. Each student was given a combination to each lock and asked to open the locks. The time it took them to open each lock was recorded. They wanted to determine if one of the locks is easier to open. Which hypothesis? Personally, I was thinking that it was a paired test.
That's what I said too. Was it was a paired samples t-test.
Okay, and just because if you did the one, you had to do the other.
Right.
Okay, so that's C.
Okay. Weight gain during pregnancy of the mother is an important indicator of infant health. A simple random sample of pregnant women in Egypt, Kenya, and Mexico was used to determine if weight gain during pregnancy differed in these three countries. Which hypothesis test would be most appropriate for this analysis?
That would be ANOVA.
That would be ANOVA, yes.
We can use them more than once, right? Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, it says in the directions.
Okay.
Okay, confidence intervals. So a bank employs two appraisers borrowers when approving borrowers for mortgages. It's imperative that the appraisers value the same properties consistently. To make sure this is the case, the bank evaluates 6 properties that both appraisers have recently valued. What confidence interval would be most important for this study?
Uh, I would say the independent sample T confidence interval. No, paired, right?
So originally I thought it was independent, but
Well, because the data you're getting is the house appraisal, and so you aren't getting random houses on each one. They're each doing the house that the person before did, so it's got to be paired, right? Or are you thinking something different?
that makes sense. Because my worry was is I didn't think that they were being evaluated against each other, but since they were both looking at the same properties, they were.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah, I agree. Paired.
In a Wall Street Journal article on satisfaction with career paths, the percentage of psychology majors reporting they were satisfied or very satisfied with their career path was reported. The same data was also reported for accounting majors. You decided to construct a 95% confidence interval to see if the observed difference is significant. Which confidence level would be most appropriate for this study?
Okay, I misread this before, and I missed the part about the accounting major. But
I think it would be D, in my opinion, the independent sample.
could we do it for two proportions though?
Oh, are you thinking F?
Yeah, kind of.
Because now yeah, that's where I'm leaning now too, thinking about it.
Because we have satisfied or very satisfied.
Right. So yeah, we're gonna have to do two proportions. So that yeah, I'll
Okay.
agree with F on that one.
Okay. So O'Hare International Airport in Chicago has a reputation for having a large proportion of its flights on the rate. You design a study to see if this reputation is deserved. You find that the average on-time rate for all international airports in the U.S. is 70. You collect data and determine the on-time rate for O'Hare. You decide to construct a confidence interval to compare O'Hare's on-time rate to the national average. Which confidence interval would be most appropriate for the study? I think it would be one sample Z or one sample T.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Uh,
But I don't know which.
let me see.
I kind of think that it would be a sample T.
Let me see. A sample T.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Because the only difference is that we know the T standard deviation or we don't know the T standard deviation. Or the population standard deviation. And it sounds like in this case we don't know the population standard deviation.
Okay. Yeah, z-test is best if you know the standard deviation, which we do not. Right?
From the problem? No.
Okay, so we're going to want to use the t-test.
Okay, and that's B. Okay, and then the double stuffed Oreos. We have a sample of 55 Oreos. Measure the amount of filling in each one. We need to estimate the true mean amount of double stuffed Oreos in order to compare it to the filling in regular Oreos. First off, they didn't measure how much filling is in one Oreo. It's a flawed study.
So I would say independent. Is that what you would say?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I'm assuming from what we're given in the question that we already know the amount of filling in regular Oreos. Maybe that's a bad assumption.
Oh, Okay, so we're doing a confidence interval before we even start with the other side, right? So I would say
I don't know. My original thought was that it would be a one sample P or a one sample V.
so you would think a one sample T probably because we wouldn't know
Our standard deviation.
we wouldn't know a standard deviation.
I would assume.
Okay, you keep going now.
Let's go for it. There's another,
So you're saying B?
yeah, there's another 30 questions. What's
Okay.
too wrong? I'm, I'm a horrible student.
Okay. Which one of the following best defines the notion of the significance level of a hypothesis test?
That would be probability of a type 1 error.
Uh, mm, probability of a type 1 error. Let me see. I wish we could see like the answers to our quiz questions. Well, because oh, there we go. Now you can. Yeah, I was thinking something different. So yeah, probability of a type 1 error. You are correct.
Okay.
Now p-value, what's the following best defines the notion of the p-value of hypothesis test? And that's going to be the probability of observing a sample statistic more extreme than the one actually obtained, assuming the null hypothesis is true.
Okay.
Is that what you got?
No.
Okay.
But right. I was thinking that it was the probability of rejecting our null hypothesis.
Okay. Well, because this is off last week's quiz,
And I remember that.
and it says, which of the following is the best definition of a p-value hypothesis test? And I got out of the book the probability of observing a sample statistic more extreme than the one actually obtained, assuming HO is true. And that's one of the actual ones that I got right. So
Okay.
we'll
Sounds
go
good
with
to me.
that. Okay. Supposing you create a 95% confidence interval for a mean and get 10 and 20, you've been told to report this by saying something like, we are 95% confident that the true mean is between 10 and 20. Exactly what does this mean?
Well, that there's a 95% chance the true mean is between 10 and 20.
Oh, let me see. He sent one out. He sent an email out a while back. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, that explains why they had that. Because he says, I don't know, I just found an email that said that they used to teach the +4 confidence intervals and they don't anymore. So.
Nope.
Okay. Have you found that email yet, or are you looking?
I'm looking. It was back near the beginning of the semester, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You found it?
It is either I am 95% confident that my interval can discussed. That's what you were supposed to say, right?
You cut out, I don't know.
Approximately 95% of all 95% confidence intervals should contain the true mean. That's true. According to his email.
Okay. Which email was that?
Oh, it's the one that says a friendly reminder. It's from February
Okay.
14th, Valentine's Day. Yay.
What a wonderful Valentine's Day gift. Okay, so I was thinking that there's a 95% chance, but I was mistaken because instead of chance, if we said we're 95% confident, it would be right. Okay.
Yeah, because there's a 95% chance, and then this is largely viewed to be incorrect. That was his second one.
Okay, so 12 and 13 are the ones that I did not do because I could not find the formulas for those, but I think
Okay.
I have them now. Um, but we have 100 adults from a town in the western United States. We want to know who invests in the stock market, and we assume the unknown population proportion or percentage of people in the town who invest in the stock market is 0.3. So the mean of the distribution for the sample proportion would be 30.
Okay. Standard deviation.
Is that what you mean? The sample mean is
Yeah, because you should have 30. That should be your sample mean.
just kidding. I don't have the formulas yet.
Oh, this is going back a ways.
Yes, it is. That's why I didn't remember it.
Standard deviation.
Here's the first unit, I'll tell you that.
Okay, so the means of the sample means is U, so that's right. Okay, so wait a second. So if we know the standard deviation, it's 0 divided by the square root of n, but we don't know the standard deviation, right?
Don't understand. So we would need to calculate, which means it would be in the same section as that of the t-test. which would actually be in the second unit.
I'm going to have to write all this down.
I think I'm almost there. Lesson 11 is where I think it's at.
Lesson 11.
I think I'll tell you for sure in a second.
Yeah, sigma unknown. So do we want the T distribution? No.
You want the sample standard distribution. So how does let's see, the observed value subtracted by the observed value subtracted by the sample mean squared over the degrees of freedom, and all of that's under square root. So the square root of that's just from Google though, and I'm not sure if I understand that. How they have it written out.
8. Let me see. We're making this harder than it needs to be.
Good at that.
Oh boy. Let's try this. Let me see if I can figure this one.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think I figured it out.
Oh.
It's that Excel file. We need to do a one sample z-test for our proportion. And that'll get us our standard deviation.
Okay.
Because it's 0.0458.
That easy. Okay.
That's my guess.
That's right. Keyword is proportion. Oh, man. That's embarrassing.
Okay.
And so we want to test it against 25%.
Yes. So how did you get that one? Just wondering.
So I have the null hypothesis, and I just put that in as 0.25 and made sure that the type of test is less than.
So you got 0.876.
That's the p-value.
Which is your probability,
Okay.
right?
Or is the p? Yeah, it is.
Okay, so the next one, we just do the same thing, but with the 2, right?
I think so, yeah. It uses a different set of information it has in the. So what it has on the quiz is different from what it had in the review.
Okay, do you have confidence interval of negative 0.003 and positive 0.029?
Give me just a second, sorry. So sorry, what did you say the confidence interval was?
Well, according to this, it's negative 0.003, but I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what I got.
I'm guessing it'll be the 0.004, because he sent an email on that too. That sometimes, like,
Okay.
if you highlight that and go, oh crud,
Well, I think what it was.
it becomes 0.002991.
Yeah, I think what it was is that if you calculate it by hand, it's going to come out as 0.004.
Okay.
I think that's what they said last time.
Hopefully we got it.
Yeah, hopefully. Then the next one. We would use the second because we just want to see if it's different.
Right.
Okay. So P1 is not equal to P2 for our alternative.
Value of your test statistic.
I got 1.458.
Yes, that's what I got too.
And then for p-value, 0.145.
P-value 0.928.
P-value, I got 0.145.
Okay.
Make sure that your type of test is not equal to on the Excel sheet.
Let me see. Oh. Yes. Okay, that's why I goofed.
Okay. And there's sufficient evidence to conclude that the true population proportion of people who experience dizziness is different than those in the placebo.
Right. So we rejected HO.
Mm-hmm. Or no, we would fail to reject because our p-value is 0.145 and our
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
0.05.
0.05. Okay.
So would it be yes, I failed to reject HO?
No, you would say no. I failed to reject HO because there is not a difference, right?
That. Oh yeah. Never mind. I just got the two.
Okay. And yay, we've already done the stuff for this one.
Yep. Okay, so I got 6.58 and then a p-value of 0.087.
Yep.
And we reject.
Huh?
No, we didn't want to reject.
Yes. But you don't want to reject because it's greater than 0.05.
Mm-hmm. Since we don't reject, we do have sufficient evidence. So we would say yes, I failed to reject HO.
No, I failed. You'd say no, I failed to reject HO. Because we do not have sufficient evidence. And then that would cause us to fail.
Okay, let me.
Okay.
Okay.
So this another one we do we do the same test on this one, right?
I think so. And at first we just use it for one proportion, right?
Okay, so 50. Okay, I don't know.
I think they messed this one up. Because in Excel it says 0.190, and 0.310.
So
then,
we're going to go with C, 0.195 and 0.315.
I think so, yeah.
Is that what you're going to go with?
Yeah, it is. A little bit worried about it, but
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay.
this next one, formula. Great.
Do you have the formula offhand without me searching for it?
I'm real close to it. I just can't. Oh, there we go. N is equal to Z divided by N, and that in parentheses squared, multiplied by the previous estimate, the prior estimate, multiplied by 1 minus the prior estimate.
Equals Z. Huh? I think I'm using the wrong one.
I know. Let me.
Because we don't know the. Because it's not N equals Z times deviation over M squared, right?
No, here, let me green there. I have it right here on my.
Okay.
Do you see that?
Let me see. And where are we?
I hope I.
Oh, N equals. Okay, where are we at? Less than 20? Let me see if I can pull that up.
Lesson 17.
Is it less than 17?
Yeah. I tried to highlight it and make my window wider.
That's fine. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so N equals Z divided by M squared, right? Times P times 1 minus P. Is that what we're...
Yep.
Okay, so Okay, I screwed up then.
Where are you stuck?
Did you get 1,537?
Yep.
Okay, then I didn't screw up. There we go.
Okay, and the next one, I want to see who performed better. So would we have the third option?
Yeah, that's what I go with as the third option.
Okay. And then we want NP to be greater than or equal to 10.
Yes.
And then, okay. Value the test statistic. Did you get 1.768?
Yes, 1.768.
Okay.
And your p-value is 0.0039?
0.039.
Yeah, 0.039.
And then, okay, is there sufficient evidence to conclude that graduates from the top 10 business programs perform better than investment managers? Let's see. So,
Yes, because we're less than 0.05.
so we
We
reject.
reject H.
Okay.
Shall we submit it?
Let's go for it.
I'm scared. Ooh. Well, not too bad, I guess.
I've seen worse grades.
Yeah. We goofed on the parts we thought we'd goof on.
14, 15, and 16 don't make sense.
Huh. Well, we goofed on the parts I thought we would. The other ones I'm not sure why we goofed on. I'll have to read on those.
Yeah.
But if I can get this on the exam, I think I'd take it.
I definitely would.
So, let me go ahead and stop recording.